Okay. Um, Hello, my name's Carson. I'm Group 9, Section 3. I'm going to be walking you through the machine learning requirements for INTEX. Um, we have two files, our requirements 1 and requirement 1 for the movie details page and recommendations with that, and one for requirement 2 for the browse page that are specific to the user. So first we have our collaborative filtering. Um, These are data understand, and we have our data understanding. We brought in the files. We ran our regular univariate stats functions on them to get some understanding there. Then we did a little bit more digging, especially for our presentation, looking into count of users that use each subscription service, average subscription per service per user, made a heat map of that. Grouped by different like gender and state, binned ages to look at those with those subscriptions. We also looked at the top movies, which are listed here. Just kind of getting a understanding of the data, some graphs of the count spread of the ratings, as well as the ratings of a sample of the movies. And then data preparation, we looked at kind of the quartile ranges. We did a little bit more data preparation on the requirement 1 side. And then we had our model here for collaborative filtering based off the users. And we have that automation for that, creating that matrix here. Then we assign that to the movie rating and kind of get those variables. And then we have our automation for our recommend function here, which we use in here to create a single recommendation and get those top 10 recommendations. And that's all, and that would be deployment. And then right here, this is also part of deployment. We actually ran every single possible. We got all the recommendations for all the users and put them in a table. And so this is the first 10 in that table, and then we put those into SQL, and that's how we did all of our recommendation models, was through tables in SQLite. And then we had another action collaborative filtering with the same thing. All the data understanding is at the top of each of these files. So data preparation, modeling, evaluation, same pattern. We did a comedy collaborative filter and model, and then we also did a drama. So that was a general collaborative filter for the user, and then a drama, action, and comedy. For requirement 1, we have some data understanding, a little bit less than requirement 2, just kind of understanding what we're looking at. And then with the data preparation, we had to fill in all the unknown, or the null columns with unknown, drop some of the columns, and reset our index. And then we started doing the modeling, doing the TF-IDF modeling, and this is our context filtering is our first one for the movie specific model or recommendations. And we have our modeling evaluation and evaluation. Here's our that, and then our linear kernel code, getting our cosine sim, and then we have our automation here for that, which we call down here, and we get our, this is kind of getting that same table to put in SQLite thing, and this is just an example of getting one recommendation. And then here is our get recommendations function, It's automated. And then down here, we're getting another example of that. And so this one is where the actual table that we used. I'm getting a little bit short on time, so I'll just keep scrolling through this. We have all of our functions, and they're all automated. And so we had a collaborative and a content filter for this one, and then we had an action, drama, and comedy. So we had 5 for requirement 1 and 4 for more models for requirement 2. And to give you a little browse into the database, or into our site. This is our site. You have videos of movies that are popular, and then recommended for you. This is our first collaborative general filter right here that you can see. So those top 10 for that user, whoever's signed in. And then we have dramas, recommended documentaries, dramas, and action. And I think those are, if I go to action page, then I can see, okay, yeah. So those ones before on the home page are just all the action movies, but these are, when you go to action, then it will show you your recommended action movies. So those are the top 10 recommended for this user. And then if I go to a specific movie, it'll load, and this is an action movie, and so then we see our content, more like this specific movie, content recommendation, these 10, and then we see our more for you, our collaborative filter. Oops, I went back. And then we also see our action collaborative filter that's movie specific. And so you kind of get all these different movies to be able to pick. And so there's these two for the movies, the content and collaborative. They're always on every single one. And then if it's an action movie, it'll have this. If it's a drama movie, it'll have drama. If it's a comedy movie, it'll have another comedy. If it's neither any of those, then it won't have this third one. And so yeah, so we have 4 for the home page, comedy, drama, and action, and then this general one, and then for the other one we have 5, content, collaborative, and then the other 3. So thank you, and I hope this isn't too long.